Sitting here with Jesse Wagner for part two. We're going to go over his sales script just to give you some context on Jesse. 25 years old. Background before that, he's been with us about 18 months. Before this, no sales experience. Did some flooring, worked at Crumble Cookie, all that good stuff. Best month ever, 62,000. Top rep last year, so we got him a Rolex, 443,000 in issue paid premium. And he's gonna break down the sales script. So for this, we're gonna do, I'll be the customer.
Okay.
I'll just be our average customer. I'll be 75 years old.
Whew, okay.
Beneficiary is my wife Cassidy. Got my daughter. And yeah, just looking for some insurance. So I'll throw you some typical curveballs that people give you on the phone.
Oh boy, okay.
And then you just gotta close me.
Okay.
So take it
Sounds
away.
good. All right. Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey Ty.
Yeah, who's asking?
This is Jesse. I was getting back to you about the life insurance request. You listed Cassidy as your beneficiary.
Oh yeah, you guys keep calling me. I already got that. No, we already got coverage. You just take me off the list.
Oh, I apologize. Were you just trying to compare rates or add additional?
No, I don't know. I was just trying to get a quote online, and then they made me put my phone number in. I didn't want a bunch of calls.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. I'm the last guy calling you. Now I can get this updated for you. So you said you already got it handled?
Yeah, my wife got something.
Okay. Yeah, they didn't put it in the system for some reason. Let me get this fixed. Is she there with you right now?
No, she's at Pilates.
Okay. Do you remember the carrier that approved you?
I think it was like Mutual of Nebraska or something like that.
Mutual of Nebraska. Okay. Yeah, they're fairly decent. I guess, do you have any major health issues?
No. I mean, I had a heart attack like 10 years ago, but I go to the gym 8 days a week. I'm super healthy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did they put any stents in or pacemaker?
No, just in and out.
Gotcha. That's good. Is there any prescription medications you're prescribed?
Just normal stuff like cholesterol and blood pressure. That's it.
Okay. No diabetes, no asthma.
Well, yeah, I got diabetes, but everybody's got diabetes.
Okay. Do you take insulin or metformin?
Just the pill.
Just a pill. Okay. Do you recall how long ago you were diagnosed with that?
It was back when I was like 60. It's about 15 years ago.
60. Okay. Gotcha. Now, have you had any complications like neuropathy?
Nope.
Okay, so they never prescribed gabapentin, Lyrica, pregabalin.
No. Why are you asking me all these questions?
I'm just getting this fixed in our system. Make sure you got the best plan possible. You know, a lot of new agents sometimes aren't doing the right thing, so want to double check everything. Do you use any tobacco products?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Is there any other major health issues outside of that heart attack?
No. I'm pretty healthy.
Okay, that's good. Glad to hear that. And what is your current height and weight?
6 foot 200.
Okay, gotcha. Now, you just got approved for Mutual of Omaha. Have they already taken the first payment?
I don't know. My wife kind of got it all set up, and I just pay for it. So I have no idea.
Okay, very good. When she set that plan up, was it to take care of your final expenses, or was there something specific she was trying to cover?
Yeah, it was something like that. I really, these ads I keep seeing. I want 100,000, and it's like $10 a month. But then when I talk to them, it's more than that. So we only got like 10,000. That's all they could give us. But I want 100.
Okay, so you're open to looking at potentially more coverage if it fits comfortably.
Well, yeah, if you can get me 100,000 for $10,
Okay.
I'll buy a policy from you.
Yeah, of course. We can take a look. You know, at the end of the day, it's still based off our age and health. Um, Now, there is an option for accidental coverage.
No, I don't want any of that.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Then yeah, it sounds like what you got right now is fairly decent. We just need a little bit more to help your wife out.
I mean, I guess I am on a fixed budget, so I don't know. Just tell me the numbers.
Okay, yeah, it's still loading in our system. Now you have 10,000 right now. Would you guys be just looking for maybe a little additional, like 5, 10, to help her with that transition?
Well, I mean, yeah, I want 100 though.
Okay. Now, when it comes to that 100, is there any specific like large debts or bills she's gonna have to take care of when you pass?
You know, I mean, not really. I just want her to have, enough to kind of take care of things. Funeral plus extra bills, because I'm the main income earner. So, when I die, her income's going to go down a little bit.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. And the house is paid?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, when it comes to the final expenses, are you going to be buried or cremated?
Buried.
Okay. So it does vary a little bit state to state. Usually 10 to 20,000 bucks takes care of it. You already have 10, so realistically, we really only need to fill that gap at an additional like maybe 10 to 15,000.
Yeah. Yeah, but is this one going to be like the one they got us with the 2-year wait? Because I really didn't want that, but I don't know.
No, no. This is
Okay.
going to be day one coverage.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Pause there real quick. So I want to break down a couple things. So your pace this whole time. Explain to people that might be watching, why are you almost sound like just out of it,
Yeah.
and you're slow, especially at the beginning. You were like super super slow. Why do you do that?
I think the first 90 seconds is so important.
Mhm.
So I really mastered that, but also basically I set the tone for how the call is going to go.
Mhm.
So if I'm like super hyped up, high energy, their guard goes up, they're going to get sold. But if I sound very relaxed, neutral, then they're more receptive to actually talking to me and hearing like what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
And the way even you're sitting right now is like pretty casual. That's how you sell in your office. You're like just slouched back, just kind of. And what it does is it makes them trust you, because they can tell like you're not pressuring them. You're not trying to, you know, pull a fast one on them. Like you're just there to help them. So it brings their guard down to where you get people that actually will give you the time of day.
Yeah.
So cool.
100%.
And then obviously the a common objection is the constant like 75-year-old 80-year-old that just wants a bunch of coverage, and 100,000 of coverage would cost a 75-year-old like,
An arm and a leg.
yeah, 600-700. So
Yeah.
so you know that you got to get them off of that. So what do you do to kind of, or like explain why you were kind of looping back to like, okay, well, we got to cover at least, the funeral, right? Like that's
Yeah.
why do you do that?
I'd rather get them on the basis of taking care of something that fits comfortably and then, letting them know we can adjust upwards to leave extra.
Yep.
But if I just leave it open, like, yeah, we can take a look at the 100 with like no direction to kind of box them in on.
Yeah.
You're going to get to the quote, show them 10. They're like, no, I wanted 100.
Yeah.
But now it's like we're taking care of the final expenses. Then we can look at the 100.
Yeah. And then I did throw you that other curveball where they have coverage,
Yeah.
So you did a good job of just, all right, well, obviously, you have the 10, so we just need to get a little bit more maybe to, make sure it is covered, something along those lines.
Yeah.
So cool. Okay. Pick it up from there. So where did we leave off?
I don't know. It's kind of all out of order.
I'm throwing you some curveballs. So basically, I think you left off around the point of get me to agree like we need some coverage. I just let you know that the plan I have is a 2-year wait period,
We're looking for day one.
and I want day one coverage. So
Yep.
you found your in.
We're ready to rock and roll. Yep.
Cool.
Okay. All right, John. Yeah, no. So we're looking at day one coverage. Now, it's still loading in the system. When it comes to the final expenses, I know you have 10. Between you and Cassidy, are you guys at a place financially where she could pay for it out of pocket if she had to?
I mean, not the whole thing, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why you guys are trying to fill that gap.
Yeah, because I mean, she spends all the money, so I got to get something.
Yeah. That makes complete sense. Okay. I'm on the same page as you now. All right, Ty. Well, let me go ahead and put this in the system. It's going to look at over 30 different providers just to see who's got the best rate and the best chance of approval for you. Now, keep in mind, I know you just went through this process, but it is regulated, so everyone comes in pretty close in price. We're just looking for the lowest today, okay?
Okay. Yep.
All right. Now, we do got a carrier coming back. Are you familiar with a company called Americo?
Uh, no. No, never heard of them. How long they been around?
Well over 100 years. They're A-rated, of course, just like Mutual.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, they're coming back because they're saying you have a pretty high chance of getting approved for day one coverage. So there's no 2-year wait period.
Okay.
The rate is going to be locked in. So, of course, as you get older, if your health changes, it's never going to increase on you. and then it is permanent, so you can't outlive it. Okay.
Okay.
Now it is going to pay out for terminal illness and then of course death.
Okay.
All right. Any questions around that?
Nope.
Okay. So John, they got a couple basic recommendations coming back, but they're actually going to let us adjust this up or down to fit your budget and your coverage need. You just let me know if we got to adjust it a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. So their first recommendation, it was 10,000 for $80. 15,000 came in at $100, and then 20,000 was only $120.
Okay.
Now I guess, John, based off that, do you feel like one of those would provide enough coverage and still fit comfortably, or do we need to adjust it a little bit?
Well, I mean, no, those are close to kind of what the other guy was. I'm paying $100 for the 10,000, so I guess I mean you said 15 was 100.
Yep.
Yeah, but I really, man, Jesse, I really wanted a 100,000. What? How much would that cost?
So I can definitely adjust it up. Now remember, the most important thing is making sure this is covered for your wife. When it comes to your guys' budget, I know you said you're on a fixed income. Were you guys trying to keep everything under $300?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Probably closer to under 200.
yeah, yeah. I can't go past 200.
Okay. So if we adjust it up a little bit, 40,000 is $180. 60,000 came in at only 220. Now based off that, John, do you want me to keep adjusting it?
No, no. So you're telling me 100,000 would be $400?
It's going to cost an arm and a leg, yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't do that. I think the, I think the, you said 40,000 was 180.
Yep.
I think we could swing that. I'll just have to talk to my wife, and I don't make any decisions, without her, of course. So let me just talk to her about it, and then get back with you.
Of course, yeah. It's not something you can fully commit to. Of course, you still got to get the green light because it is day one coverage. Now, it sounds like you're just not really sure on the starting point, but you know you need it.
Well, yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay, not a problem. So what Americo's actually going to let us do is they're actually going to let us start with the 20,000. That way your bases are covered. We can make sure you have the green light. And then after you go over everything with Cassidy, you can call me back and they'll let us increase it. Now that 20,000 for only $120, that's a no-brainer, right? It's comfortable.
Well, yeah, I guess so. You said it's immediate coverage.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm already paying 100 for the 10 with the other people, and it's 2-year wait. So yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Now
Very
I don't
good.
have to pay today, do I?
Of course not. No.
Because yeah, my Social Security doesn't come in till the first.
Yeah, that's not a problem at all. Like I said, first part is making sure you can get the green light. Now, I know you went through this process recently with Mutual. America's pretty similar. They're like every insurance company. They want to know who they're insuring. So, to do that, they're going to ask for a driver's license, look at your driving history. There's no blood work, no physicals. They're just going to pull your medical records from your social. And then, of course, they're not going to charge anything today. We can set up the day you need it to start. They got to make sure you have a bank with your name on it, okay?
Okay.
All right, all that handy?
Yep.
Okay, let me go ahead and pull this up.
Cool. Now pause there, and we can kind of wrap it up there. So explain why you're obviously so one line that stuck out to me, and this is important because I think as new agents, at least for me, and I think you were the same. You always you don't want to you don't want to like hurt someone's feelings, or maybe that's not the right word. You don't want to, yeah, you don't want to piss them off, right? To
Yeah,
to lose the sale, and then you realize like, oh, you got to be in control, and you got to kind of just tell them what to do. Um, the line when you said, all right, America's going to let us, send it in for the bare minimum. Now, what we can do is just go for the 20,000. That's comfortable for you. I'm sure that's comfortable for you. And then you just kind of rolled into the app. Why didn't you? I'm curious, and I know why, but for everybody that's listening, why is it so important to be assumptive there and just tell them that it is affordable and just roll into the app instead of asking like, now, sir, is that more comfortable for you, or is that going to be okay? Like, why did you assume it so hard?
it's giving him an out,
Yeah.
honestly. Like he knows he needs it. He knows it's day one. It's a better fit than the plan he already has. So
Yeah.
just kind of got to give him that little extra push to take care of his wife.
Right. Basically, you've got to the point where you know it's a good fit, so you're not asking their permission to do it. You're just like, hey, obviously this is a better fit, so go ahead and grab your driver's license. Basically,
Yeah.
is like what you're going to, because what that'll do is like people they respect that control and they just do it rather than new agent ask, is that going to be okay? Like, you know, should we go ahead and just do that? And then they're like, no, let me think about it, because they can tell you're not sure, but you're so
Yeah.
confident. He's just like, yep, here you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Cool.
I isolated the objection with you talking to your wife. It was just a price objection. So you understood that, I understood that, and then just downsold.
Yep. And then downselling, what percentage of your deals would you say is downselling? Which, for those that don't know, downselling is just recommending the lower option.
Probably 80%. Because of my process, I'm always trying to get someone on just the bare minimum to take care of their situation.
Yep. So
So
80, 8 out of 10 deals,
yeah,
you're downselling because you want the easy, comfortable. You don't want them to have to stress about it.
100%. Stays on the books, makes their decision making way easier, still takes care of their family. We're all good.
We're all good. Yep.
Yep.
Now, last couple things. We don't have to go through the whole application. I do want to throw you some social and banking objections just to see how you kind of overcome that. Obviously, a lot of that is pre-framed, so would you say you get a lot of objections at that point or not really?
No, not anymore. The
Yeah.
pre-frame changed it all.
So you used to before
Yeah,
when you weren't pre-framing.
yeah,
Got it. So just letting them know, hey, we're going to need all this. Now you just don't get it. So it's
yeah.
better to avoid the objection. So let's say, just take me through, go a couple lines before social, and then I'll throw you the social objection.
Okay, sounds good. And it's a little out of whack because I just rolled into that, so I didn't send my credentials.
Sure.
So, um,
Which, do you do that every time?
in the beginning of every call, yeah. In a
Okay.
situation like that where I just like roll in to get them talking, I'll kind of circle back to it right after the app. Like, John, while I'm pulling this up, I'm actually going to shoot you my card and my state license. That way you have that, okay?
And the reason you didn't do it in the beginning was because you have a guy on the phone that's like kind of hot, right?
Yeah,
He's
pushing
like
me off a little
pushing
bit.
you off.
Yeah,
So you have to do what that was what we forgot to bring up. The reason Jesse skipped steps at the beginning was so that he can just get into the process. Because once you can get them into suitability, you start answering questions. They're now following your path. Whereas at the beginning, he was not interested, already covered. So you have to
yeah,
just kind of jump the gun
yeah.
and then just get them in there, and then you could always revisit stuff later.
Mm-hmm.
So you send
Yep.
your card right before the application as you're pulling it up, right?
Yep.
And then let's go for the basic information, and then I'll hit you with the social.
Okay. John, this is a good phone number for you.
Yep.
Okay. The email I just sent all my credentials to, that's okay to use.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. They're going to want to send you a policy packet. What's a good home address?
123 Main Street,
Perfect. And then, John, you are a U.S. citizen. What state were you born in?
Colorado.
Born in Colorado. Okay. And your social?
Why do you need that? I probably shouldn't give that over the phone.
Yeah. Did you receive that email I sent you with my credentials?
I heard a little ding, but I didn't open it up yet. I don't want to lose you on the phone.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem. So the insurance company asked for that just like Mutual of Omaha did because they want to know who they're insuring, and that's how they receive the medical records.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what's your social?
12345.
Got it. Okay. Perfect.
Cool. And then go through basic health questions, HIPAA authorization,
Yep.
and then take me from beneficiary to then banking, and I'll throw you a bank objection.
Okay, John. So we got your wife and your daughter here in as the beneficiary. Did you want to split it 50-50, or are we picking favorites?
You say that every time.
With the
So
wife and
good.
daughter, probably not, but with
Yeah.
kids all the time, yeah.
So good. Get him to
Yeah.
laugh. Yeah, my wife is going to be the beneficiary. She'll kill me if I don't put her down. But I guess
Gotcha.
I'd already be dead. So, yeah, I'll go with the wife.
Okay, sounds good. We got her locked in here. Now, John, we're on to one of the last parts. Like I said, it's not going to charge anything today. Now, what they do is if you get approved, it'll activate the coverage in the next 2 to 3 days. Is that okay?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, perfect. And so what they'll do to activate it is they draft it from your financial institution. What's the name of the bank you bank with?
Wells Fargo.
Got it. Okay. So America, they work with a lot of these big banks, credit unions. They have a routing number coming back. Can I read it to you to verify it's correct?
Yeah, I got it memorized.
Okay. 1234.
Yep, that's the one.
Perfect. You want it to come from the checking or the savings?
Probably checking, but you're going to let me know I'm approved, and then I'll give you that, right?
No, sir. So that's the final process. I got to make sure that, there's a bank with your name on it. There's no fraud going on. So you said you want it to come from the checking?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So we put that in, we'll submit it, and then we should get an instant decision, or it'll take 1 to 2 days if it goes to underwriting.
Okay.
So what's your checking number?
Um, Jesse, I don't know if I should give that over the phone. I mean, you already gave you my social. That's kind of a lot of information, to give out over the phone. There's a lot of scams going on.
100%. That's why I send all my credentials so you know that I've been fingerprinted, done my testing, all my licenses are up to date and renewed, because I get it. It is sensitive. So that's the last thing we need to submit it, so you can get this in place for your wife.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Got it. Dope. Cool. So basically, you just any objection in the app you get is just a reminder of that's why I sent you this. I'm legit. Did
Yeah.
all the fingerprints. It's just a reminder. And your tone the whole time never changes. So you never get nervous. You never get thrown off. You're just level Jesse. So
Yep.
cool. Well, is there any, as we kind of wrap it up, is there any, when it comes to closing,
Mm-hmm.
is there any piece of advice you have for someone that might not be able to close as many as, your best day was how many policies in a day?
It's like 8.
8 in a day. So any advice on closing that could help someone that's maybe newer or struggling?
I mean, most objections are usually a smokescreen. So the best thing is to figure out, what they're objecting to, and then work off of that.
Yep.
So I need to think about it. I need to talk to my spouse. I got to talk to my kids. Send me this in an email. It's usually all just a smokescreen.
Yeah. So when you said kind of dissecting that objection, you mean just like pausing and asking like, well, what do you mean by that? Or what do you say? Like if I gave you I want to talk to my wife about this.
That's not a problem at all, Ty. I guess just so I'm on the same page, were you really just wanting to go over which plan that you feel like she would need, or if it's something that she actually would even need?
Well, we know we need it, so I guess which one, it's between the 15 or the 20. So yeah, so you'd isolate like, okay, what is it? And then now you know that he knows he needs it. You can leverage that and now just downsell. Is that your solution? Just like, okay, well, if you're debating between those two, let's just start with the bottom.
Yeah. Always sell on having at least something in place instead of, hey, let's just get approved.
Yep.
Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, never do that.
Yeah.
Never do that. Always go with, we need something.
Yeah.
Let's start with the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yep.
Awesome, dude. Well, we'll put this up. If you're struggling, you could reach out to Jesse on his Instagram, Jesse Wagner _ no I, just Jesse, 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 Wagner. Appreciate you, dude.